Yo, y'all already know what time it is. Welcome back to the channel where we don't just report the drama. We pull back the curtain on what they don't want hitting the internet. And tonight? This story right here got the entire Dallas rap scene shaking behind closed doors. Because according to new Jailhouse whispers, courtroom tension, and leaked conversations that fans are calling career-ending, the man accused in the murder of Mo3 is allegedly ready to talk. And not just talk, expose everything. Now listen, people been silent for years. Rappers acting nervous. Old affiliates suddenly deleting pictures. Certain names avoiding interviews. But what happens when somebody sitting behind bars decides loyalty ain't worth life in prison anymore? That's where this gets dangerous. Sources close to the situation are claiming explosive testimony could put the spotlight directly back on Jailhouse, and social media is already in complete meltdown mode. Fans are split. Some saying this is the truth finally coming out, others calling it the biggest setup in Texas rap history. But hold on, because the craziest part ain't even the courtroom. It's the alleged phone calls, the secret meetings, the people quietly switching sides when nobody was watching. And insiders are now saying there were tensions behind the scenes way deeper than rap beef. We're talking money disputes, industry jealousy, street pressure, and personal betrayals nobody saw coming. One former associate allegedly said, "Everybody knew this day was coming. They were just hoping certain names would never get mentioned." Few. And trust me, by the end of this video, y'all gonna understand why fans online are saying this trial could change Dallas hip-hop forever. Because if these claims are true, some careers may never recover after this. So grab your snacks, lock in, and watch this all the way through, because this story takes a turn nobody expected. And see, this is exactly why the internet has been going crazy all week, because the moment rumors started spreading that paperwork, testimony, and alleged private statements were about to hit that courtroom, people instantly started connecting dots from years ago that never really made sense. Suddenly, old interviews started resurfacing. Old tweets people ignored before, they started going viral again overnight. Fans were sitting there replaying clips frame by frame trying to figure out who knew what and when. Now, according to people close to the situation, the energy around this case changed completely after whispers came out that the alleged shooter was frustrated behind bars and felt abandoned. That's the word floating around right now. Allegedly, promises were made. Allegedly, money was supposed to be flowing. Allegedly, certain people were supposed to hold him down. But insiders are now claiming communication started getting cold once the legal pressure got serious. And y'all know how these situations go. The streets love loyalty, until freedom gets involved. One blogger close to the Dallas music scene even claimed somebody connected to the case said, "Everybody was solid at first, but once them court dates got closer, people started protecting themselves." That line alone sent social media into chaos, because fans immediately started wondering if somebody behind the scenes was getting nervous about what could actually be said under oath. And once those rumors hit the internet, it opened a floodgate nobody could close. People started bringing up the tension between Mo3 and Jailhouse all over again. Not just rap beef either. Fans started saying this situation always felt deeper than music. Old associates began doing cryptic live streams. DJs from Dallas were speaking in coded language. Even people who normally stay quiet suddenly started posting mysterious captions like, "Truth always comes to light," and "Watch who you call your brother." That's when emotions really started boiling over. One alleged former affiliate reportedly went off during a private conversation that later leaked online. The voice recording had fans completely stunned because the person supposedly said, "Y'all thought this was over. Nah, people been scared to talk for years." Scared to talk for years? That one sentence alone had blogs making 100 videos overnight. And here's where the story takes another wild turn. Sources are now claiming there was panic behind the scenes after certain names allegedly started being mentioned during closed-door discussions connected to the trial. Nobody knows exactly what was said. Nobody knows how deep it goes. But according to insiders, some individuals tied to the Dallas rap scene have suddenly become very hard to reach. Fans noticed it too. One minute certain people were online every day flexing jewelry, cars, and stacks of cash. The next minute, silence. No live streams. No interviews. No late-night club appearances. Nothing. And you know social media notices everything. One fan wrote, "It's crazy how everybody loud until court starts." Another person commented, "That pressure hit different when real testimony involved." Few. Meanwhile, emotions inside Mo3's fanbase have been intense ever since these rumors exploded. Supporters of the late rapper say they've waited years for answers and believe hidden truths are finally getting exposed. Some fans even gathered online during live-stream discussions, sharing old clips and analyzing body language from past interviews like detectives trying to solve a mystery. But not everybody believes the rumors. Some people think this could all be jailhouse manipulation. Others believe desperate individuals might be trying to reduce their own time by throwing bigger names into controversy. And honestly, that's what makes this whole situation feel so explosive right now. Nobody knows what's real, what's exaggerated, and what could completely flip the narrative upside down once official testimony begins. Still, the tension is undeniable. Because behind all the gossip and internet drama is a real tragedy that changed Dallas hip-hop forever. Friends became enemies. Crews split apart. Trust disappeared. And according to people close to the situation, the emotional damage from everything that happened still hasn't healed. One insider even claimed family members connected to the case were left emotionally exhausted after hearing some of the alleged details being discussed privately. "They don't even recognize some of these people anymore," the source reportedly said. And if that statement is true, then this story may be even darker than fans originally believed. Now the deeper people started digging into this situation, the uglier the conversation became online. Because suddenly, old stories from inside the Dallas rap scene started resurfacing that many fans completely forgot about. People began remembering how tense things already were before the tragedy even happened. Behind the music videos, flashy chains, and club appearances, insiders were quietly describing a city divided by paranoia, ego, and silent competition. And according to several online personalities tied to the scene, there were allegedly moments where people around both camps tried to calm things down before everything spiraled out of control. One former promoter even claimed there were private conversations where mutual associates begged certain individuals to stop escalating tensions publicly because the internet was making everything worse. But by then, emotions were already boiling. See, fans on the outside only saw diss songs, sneak disses, and social media shade. But people close to the situation claim there was real pressure building behind the scenes. Allegedly, certain artists felt disrespected. Others believe lines had been crossed that could never be fixed. And once pride gets involved in street politics and rap fame at the same time, things can turn dangerous fast. One alleged insider reportedly said, "Everybody wanted to look strong. Nobody wanted to back down." That mentality right there changed everything. Now fast forward to the recent courtroom drama, and suddenly all those old emotions came crashing back into public conversation. Fans started replaying interviews where artists looked uncomfortable mentioning each other's names. Old live stream clips began trending where people were nervously laughing while avoiding certain questions. Some viewers even claimed they could now see fear in moments they ignored years ago. And then came the alleged jailhouse conversation that really sent the internet into meltdown mode. According to online rumors, someone connected to the case supposedly revealed that frustration had been building for months behind bars. The person allegedly felt isolated, forgotten, and financially abandoned while facing enormous legal pressure. That's when speculation exploded that cooperation with authorities may have entered the picture. Again, these are internet claims and courtroom rumors, not confirmed facts. But that disclaimer did absolutely nothing to calm social media down. Because within hours, hashtags connected to Jailhouse and Mo3 started trending again. Reaction channels went live immediately. TikTok creators started stitching together conspiracy-style timelines. Some fans even claimed they were receiving anonymous messages from people supposedly close to the situation. And honestly, some of those stories sounded straight out of a crime drama. One viral post claimed a meeting allegedly took place months ago involving nervous conversations about testimony and loyalty. Another blogger claimed somebody was quietly trying to distance themselves from certain associates before things became public. Meanwhile, others completely rejected those narratives and accused bloggers of exploiting tragedy for views. The entire internet turned into chaos overnight. But then another twist hit that nobody expected. A woman claiming to have indirect ties to the Dallas music scene went live online and emotionally described the fear she said people around the case had been dealing with for years. During the live stream, she allegedly said, "Y'all think this just rap gossip? People really lost sleep over this. Families scared. Friends stopped trusting each other." That statement immediately went viral. Fans flooded the comments saying the situation sounded bigger than anybody realized. Others accused her of clout chasing. But regardless of what people believed, one thing became clear. Emotions surrounding this case were still incredibly raw. And behind closed doors, tensions reportedly became even worse. Sources claim some individuals connected to the broader rap scene were arguing privately about whether anybody should even be speaking publicly on the situation at all. Allegedly, some felt too much attention was bringing unwanted heat. Others believed silence had already caused enough damage. The city been carrying this weight for years, one rumored associate allegedly said. Eventually somebody was gonna crack. That line right there shook fans. Because if true, it paints a picture of people emotionally collapsing under years of pressure, suspicion, and unresolved trauma. And honestly, when you look at how divided reactions have become online, you can tell this story is affecting people on a personal level. Some supporters believe justice is finally getting closer. Others fear innocent people could get dragged into rumors without evidence. And then, there are fans who simply feel exhausted seeing another chapter of violence tied to hip-hop culture unfolding publicly. Meanwhile, old friends connected to both artists reportedly stopped interacting completely online. Fans noticed missing photos, unfollows, deleted comments, and awkward silence from people who once appeared inseparable. Every tiny social media move became headline news. That's how intense this situation has become. And the craziest part? According to multiple internet personalities, there are allegedly more names floating around privately that haven't even reached public conversation yet. If that's true, this courtroom battle could create even bigger shockwaves across the rap industry in the weeks ahead. Because right now, nobody knows who might speak next, and that uncertainty has everybody watching nervously. And see, this is where the entire situation stopped feeling like regular rap gossip and started looking like a city carrying years of hidden tension ready to explode all at once. Because behind every livestream reaction and every viral headline, people close to the Dallas scene were allegedly panicking over what could happen if private information actually made its way into open court. That fear became obvious when certain longtime associates suddenly started moving different online. Fans noticed people turning comments off. Old collaborators stopped mentioning each other's names. Some artists who used to post every hour completely disappeared from social media for days at a time. And when fans started asking questions, the responses became defensive fast. One rapper loosely connected to the Dallas scene reportedly snapped during an Instagram live after viewers flooded the comments with questions about the trial. "I ain't got nothing to do with none of that," he allegedly shouted. "Stop bringing my name into internet mess." But instead of calming people down, that emotional reaction only fueled more speculation. Because online detectives immediately started dissecting his tone, facial expressions, even the people standing behind him during the live stream. That's how deep the internet has fallen into this story right now. Every movement gets analyzed like evidence. And then came another twist nobody expected. A former music industry associate allegedly hinted that there may have been disagreements behind the scenes over money connected to legal support and loyalty. According to the rumor, some individuals felt promises were made during the early stages of the case that were never fully honored later on. Now again, none of these claims have been officially confirmed. But when those whispers hit social media, fans went crazy. Because suddenly people started asking dangerous questions. Who stayed loyal? Who switched sides? Who felt abandoned once the cameras disappeared? And according to several bloggers, that's allegedly where relationships inside the Dallas rap world began completely falling apart. One insider claimed old friendships quietly collapsed under the pressure of fear, legal stress, and public attention. "Everybody started protecting themselves," the source allegedly said. "It stopped being about brotherhood." That line right there hit fans hard, especially supporters of Mo3, who still believe the late rapper never truly got the justice or transparency they wanted after his death shocked the hip-hop community. For many fans, the resurfacing courtroom drama reopened emotional wounds they never fully healed from. And emotions online became even more intense after an alleged leaked conversation started circulating between two unnamed individuals discussing possible testimony. The audio was messy, unclear, and impossible to verify completely, but that didn't stop people from sharing clips everywhere. One voice allegedly said, "Once people start talking under pressure, everybody gonna be looking over their shoulder." That statement instantly went viral. Fans began posting reaction videos saying the atmosphere around the case suddenly felt different. Others claimed they sensed panic building behind the scenes. Some even started predicting more public fallout involving people fans never expected to hear connected to the situation. And honestly, the silence from certain figures only added more fuel to the fire. Because while social media exploded with theories and accusations, some names people expected to respond publicly stayed completely quiet. No interviews, no statements, no direct denials, nothing. That silence made fans even more suspicious. One commenter wrote, "The quietest people always know the most." Another fan replied, "Everybody acting nervous now." Meanwhile, families connected to the tragedy were reportedly becoming emotionally exhausted from seeing the case constantly turn into internet entertainment. According to one alleged family associate, the non-stop speculation has reopened painful memories for loved ones still grieving privately. "People forget real families hurting behind all these blogs," the source reportedly said. And that statement changed the tone of the conversation for a moment. Because underneath all the conspiracy theories and viral reactions is still a heartbreaking reality involving loss, trauma, and lives permanently changed. Friends were buried. Families were shattered. Careers became tied forever to violence and controversy. But even with that emotional weight hanging over everything, the internet simply would not slow down. Then another shocking rumor surfaced claiming investigators may allegedly possess additional information that has not been publicly discussed yet. The second that rumor appeared online, reaction channels immediately started predicting surprise witnesses, secret evidence, and unexpected courtroom confrontations. Now, whether any of that is true remains unclear, but fans are fully locked into this story now. Some people believe the trial could finally expose hidden truths the public never knew about. Others think the internet is creating exaggerated narratives from incomplete information. And honestly, both sides are arguing nonstop across social media right now. Still, one thing nobody can deny is this: the pressure surrounding this case feels heavier than ever before. And according to several people close to the Dallas scene, the emotional atmosphere behind closed doors has become extremely tense as more rumors continue spreading online. One alleged associate reportedly described the situation by saying, "People smiling in public, but privately everybody's stressed." That sentence alone says everything. Because when loyalty, fear, money, street politics, and fame all collide at the same time, situations can spiral in ways nobody originally imagined. And if more alleged testimony really does surface in court, this story could take an even darker turn nobody sees coming. Now, by this point, the atmosphere online had completely shifted from curiosity to full-blown paranoia. Every new rumor felt bigger than the last, and people connected to the Dallas rap scene allegedly started watching every word they said publicly. Even casual interviews suddenly became tense because fans were searching for hidden meanings in every sentence. And what really intensified the situation was the growing belief that somebody behind bars might actually be preparing to tell a much larger story than anybody expected. That rumor alone sent shockwaves through hip-hop media. Because once people think cooperation might be happening, loyalty immediately becomes the biggest conversation. Suddenly, everybody starts questioning old friendships, old alliances, and old promises made behind closed doors. One blogger close to the case even claimed that certain individuals allegedly began privately contacting mutual associates trying to figure out exactly what information could possibly surface during testimony. Think about how serious that sounds. If true, that means fear was spreading quietly behind the scenes while the internet was busy turning everything into entertainment. And according to online whispers, some of the emotional pressure reportedly became so intense that arguments allegedly broke out within circles connected to the situation. People were supposedly accusing each other of talking too much, trusting the wrong people, and bringing unnecessary attention to the case. One alleged source described the atmosphere by saying, "Everybody looking at everybody sideways now." That statement right there perfectly explains the energy surrounding this entire situation. Because trust reportedly became almost impossible. Now, meanwhile, supporters of Mo3 continued flooding social media demanding answers, justice, and transparency. Fans began reposting emotional interviews from years ago where the late rapper spoke about betrayal, survival, and the pressure of moving through dangerous environments while trying to succeed in music. And honestly, those old clips started hitting different after all these recent rumors surfaced. Some fans even claimed certain lyrics now sounded almost prophetic considering everything that happened afterward. Comment sections became emotional war zones filled with heartbreak, anger, and conspiracy theories all mixed together. But then came another moment that pushed the drama to another level completely. A controversial internet personality allegedly claimed there were people around the case who never expected the situation to reach this point legally. According to the rumor, some individuals allegedly believed the public conversation would eventually die down over time. Instead, the exact opposite happened. The closer legal proceedings got, the louder social media became. And once the possibility of testimony entered public discussion, panic allegedly started growing fast. One unnamed associate reportedly said, "Folks thought silence would protect everybody forever." That quote instantly spread across blogs and reaction channels, because fans immediately interpreted it as confirmation that hidden information existed somewhere beneath the surface. Whether true or not, the statement added even more mystery to a case already surrounded by years of speculation. Meanwhile, reactions connected to Yella Beezy became increasingly divided online. Some supporters defended him aggressively, arguing that internet gossip was unfairly dragging his name into situations without evidence. Others claimed the silence surrounding recent allegations felt suspicious. The arguments became non-stop. Every post turned into a battlefield. Every live stream turned into a debate. And every cryptic message from anybody remotely connected to Dallas hip-hop instantly became viral content. That's how emotionally charged this situation has become. One female influencer who claimed to know people tied to the industry went live crying while discussing the emotional fallout surrounding the case. During the stream, she allegedly said, "Y'all don't understand how many relationships got destroyed behind this situation. Destroyed relationships, destroyed trust, destroyed peace of mind." That emotional live stream had fans stunned because for a moment, the story stopped feeling like celebrity gossip and started sounding like real people trapped inside years of fear and unresolved trauma. But the internet quickly shifted back into chaos after another alleged rumor surfaced involving possible private communications investigators may have reviewed. Again, none of this has been officially confirmed publicly, but online personalities treated the rumor like a bombshell revelation. Reaction channels started predicting explosive courtroom moments. Fans began theorizing about secret recordings. Some even claimed more surprise names could allegedly surface later during proceedings. And through all this noise, one thing became painfully obvious: nobody truly knows how far this story goes. That uncertainty is exactly why emotions remain so high. Because every time people think they understand the full picture, another rumor appears that changes the narrative again. One day social media believes somebody is innocent. The next day, everybody suddenly believes there's hidden betrayal behind the scenes. And according to several online personalities, individuals connected to the broader Dallas rap community are reportedly exhausted from constantly being questioned about the case. Some allegedly fear saying the wrong thing publicly could make the situation even worse. One rumored associate reportedly summed it up perfectly when he said, "This ain't just music drama anymore." And honestly, that may be the realest statement anybody has made since this entire situation exploded online. Because at this point, the emotional tension surrounding the trial feels bigger than rap beef, bigger than internet gossip, and bigger than clout. It feels like years of secrets, fear, loyalty, and unresolved pain are all colliding at once, with the entire internet watching every second unfold. And honestly, after hearing all these rumors, alleged leaks, courtroom whispers, and emotional reactions from people tied to the Dallas scene, one question still hangs over everything. What really happened behind closed doors? And who's actually telling the truth? Because right now, the internet is completely divided. Some fans believe hidden details are finally coming to light after years of silence. Others think social media has turned a real tragedy into non-stop conspiracy theories fueled by fear, loyalty, and clout chasing. But no matter what side people are on, one thing is undeniable: this case has shaken the rap community in a way very few stories ever have. From alleged betrayal, to broken friendships, to rumors of secret testimony, and people supposedly turning on each other under pressure, emotions have been running high across the entire internet. Families have been dragged back into painful memories. Fans are arguing daily online, and every tiny courtroom update now feels like a major headline. And the craziest part? People close to the situation are still hinting there could be more twists coming. More names, more tension, more shocking moments nobody expected. So now I gotta ask y'all, do you think these rumors about cooperation and secret testimony are real? Or do you think the internet is making this situation bigger than it actually is? And if somebody really is speaking behind closed doors, could this completely change how people look at the Dallas rap scene forever? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because I already know this conversation about to get heated. And if you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on because the second new details drop, y'all already know we covering everything. No sugarcoating. No industry politics. Just the stories everybody watching but nobody wants to say out loud. Stay safe, stay locked in, and remember, in situations like this, the loudest people usually aren't the ones who know the most.